Hey guys, happy Sunday. It's the 8th of December 2019. Welcome to TSA, the Sunday analysis. This is a forecast for the upcoming week. We'll start off with the XAUUSD. This played out really nicely according to what we've planned. Price is still trapped within this diagonal channel. It broke out of this rectangle range, okay? Tested this supply level, which I've drawn the week before, okay, and then on NFP, it made the break to the downside. I managed to take a trade here. It's a buy trade, got out here. Was a pretty good trade, uh, which I took on a Monday and closed out on Tuesday. Okay. Then on Wednesday, price formed this bearish candle, and that was a signal that it may head lower, okay, because we're in a supply level, a very strong one, okay, and a fresh one as well, which was never tested before. So it did that finally on Friday. It waited for NFP to come out, of course. It looks to me that this will head lower, okay, because this was a turning point, and once a price has turned, it will continue its course, okay, for a while. This is the daily, so it may last for a few days. Okay, so it's on its way to test the bottom area here. Okay, that is the outlook for next week. Dollar franc made another fake out, or it's still trapped within the range, you may say. And I didn't trade in the dollar franc. I haven't traded the dollar franc for a long time because it's not really giving me any clear bias. I was bullish last week, expecting a break here, but then across the dollar pairs, the dollar basically weakened, right? Rally, and we'll go through each of them later. But other than the fact that it's being trapped within these two levels, I don't really see where it's headed to. It's not as clear, okay? But regardless, if you're a range trader, then perhaps you can make use of these two levels, okay? Which is selling at the top and buying the bottom. The euro also played out accordingly. We had a divergence form the previous Friday, okay, not the most recent Friday, the NFP Friday, and it shot to the upside, okay. Similar to the XAUUSD, it's formed a W, okay. These two pairs are quite correlated. See this W? And it also formed a bearish candle on a Wednesday, which of course coincided with a level here. Okay, that's the level. Not gonna draw it. But I also managed to take some trades in the EU, okay, on its way up when we had this bullish divergence. Managed to bank in some pips here, not too bad, okay. It also made the break on Friday. Okay, this was the NFP release here. The EU, it's on its way to test this level again. Okay, it's quite similar to the gold. This level has been tested quite a few times, guys, and not too sure if it's gonna hold this time. So this would be a very critical level to look at, because if this breaks, then it's on its way to test the lower one. Okay, my outlook is bearish for the EU. The dollar CAD also played out accordingly. I said to watch out for this level, this one in purple here, in light purple. So this was a nice turning point. It also happened on a Friday. I am still bullish on the dollar CAD. It did not make a new high last week. In fact, it made a dip, okay, which is a pullback. If you're a buyer, then you want to wait for a pullback to re-enter into the longs. Okay, bullish candle on the weekly as well. I'm still seeing continuation to the upside here to test this level. The dollar yen, I took a loss. This level held instead. It's a small loss. Took a bounce off this trend line. Went in my favor. I reduced my stop loss to half the risk. Okay, I trailed it to minimize the risk just in case I was wrong, and I took a loss on this pair. Okay, it looks like this level held, just bounced off this level, so it's still an early phase of a down move that I see may happen. Therefore, I am bearish on the dollar yen. Should it go up to this area here, I'd be very eager to sell. Okay, the Kiwi pretty much throughout the week, it just kept going. Okay, not even the slightest pullback, really minor ones. But it broke out of this range, which we've drawn, and it was a nice and easy move to the upside. Really strong move. If you're looking at other Kiwi crosses, the Kiwi is probably the most dominant one this week, okay? At least it is against the US dollar. Upcoming week forecast, I don't see any reason to be bearish on this pair. Okay, I'd probably wait for some sort of range to form to re-enter into the longs. Australian dollar, similar to the EU, it formed a divergence. I expected the break to happen on a Tuesday because there was major news on the Aussie, but it happened on a Monday instead. It's just due, basically, okay? I remember I told you guys there was this wedge here, which is a reversal wedge. There's a demand level and there's a divergence. The news came out this day, Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, pretty much stayed in the range. And what I said earlier was that if it broke out of this area, the purple one, it's on its way to test the blue one. Okay, which it did. We're near this level here, this supply level. So I wouldn't be very eager to buy. We're basically trapped between levels for now. So I wait and see. Let's form another wedge pattern, a pennant. Okay, a breakout is probably going to happen. On the weekly, it's telling me that it's going to go to the upside. Okay, look at these bearish candles. 3 weeks of bearishness and 1 week of strong push to the upside. It just tells you that the bulls are stronger, right? Simple as that. Took you 3 weeks to move this amount of pips and 1 week for the bulls. I am bullish on this pair. Okay. Last pair, GU also broke out of our range. Not as strong as the Kiwi. Okay. Broke out on Tuesday. Remove this level. Again, this is not telling me that it's going to reverse to the downside anytime soon. So I am more bullish on this pair, okay? Okay guys, that would do it for the 8 pairs. Remember that although you have a bias, it's not like you cannot be wrong. You have to stay objective and trade what you see. Okay, if you see an indication that price may turn, such as long wick candles like this, or the ones that happen in the EU, although it just bounced off this area here, you gotta be able to reassess the situation and just flow with price, okay? Don't be too tied up with what you feel, and that's gonna take time and practice. So it happens to me when we're too sure that something is going to happen, only to find out that it does the opposite. Okay, that will do it for the Sunday analysis. Best of luck in trading. I'll talk to you guys later. Yeah.